going to move back to residential real estate because there's a difference here. I mean, it's a completely different animal, right? When you think about it, these new numbers that came in today on home builder sentiment. Home builder sentiment just plunging. This is the lowest level, down 12 points, since May of 2020. And Tim Rood joins us now to talk about this. Tim is not under a scaffold, I don't believe, but this number is, I guess, telling, but it's down. One of the things I noticed, it's down all over the place. Sometimes we talk about real estate, generally speaking, being kind of regional, but this home builder number is down all over the country. What does it tell you?
Yeah. Hey, Connell. I kept thinking about like a Rodney Dangerfield type. Oh God, this is ugly. So look, builder sentiment has been going down for 6 months. The builder stocks have been slaughtered. If you look at what they were going through just at the beginning of this year, you know, they had issues with buildable supply or buildable lots. You had, you know, skilled labor issues. You had supply chain issues. They were working through all those towards a year. Remember, you had great demand and great affordability at the beginning of the year because interest rates were so slow. Then you get, you know, up to May, April, right around that time, all of a sudden, all these supply chain issues cause them to realize, oh my God, I can't finish the properties that I have, so I sure as heck got to stop starting new ones and focus on this backlog. And then when interest rates came in, of course, affordability got blown up because obviously interest rates doubled, and then demand faltered. So now you're seeing all that play out in the sentiment numbers, which are pretty bleak.
So are we close to kind of getting to the worst of this out of our system and then turning it around? Or, you know, rates obviously are only going to go up from here. So I guess it would take that supply chain, you know, because that's what, you're right, that's what the builders are already dealing with. I mean, the land costs a lot, the supply chain was backed up. They had those issues for a long time. But now that rates go up and continue to go up, what's the future look like from where you sit?
Well, look, we're coming off of a base that anyone could, you know, legitimately argue was a clinically unhealthy real estate market. You can't have 20% year appreciation rates like we saw, the supply and demand imbalance. So in one sense, it's good to be getting away from that clinically unhealthy market. And now you're getting back to basically a recovery market, which is more balanced. Supply and demand balances out. The affordability issues cause home price appreciation to mellow out. And what you've seen is really a great migration out of, you know, high density, expensive urban areas, and then the migration into, you know, more affordable markets where used to be 20% of the population when they moved, they would stay in that local market. Now, 35% are just basically driving until they comply. They cash out of $1 million and change property in these expensive areas, and then they drop into Tampa, Miami, Phoenix, Nevada, you know, at basically a half to a third the price.
So that continues?
That's all happening.
Because
that's natural.
That's why I started off the conversation. I'll make this the last point, that you know, it was down all over the place on sentiment, down 6 points in the Northeast, 4 in the Midwest, 8 in the South, and 12 in the West. But you think the general theme of the migration from urban areas to more rural or at least suburban areas, that's here to stay?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, at least for the time being. Obviously, anything could happen with the economy. When you compound the fact that you've got it's not just higher housing inflation, right? It's the higher inflation of everything. So everything costs more. And then you also have your assets, stocks, crypto, you name it, have all come down. So, I mean, it really is putting real pressure. And if you're going to get into the housing market, you're going to find basically the most affordable markets.
Right.
And that's what you're seeing right now, Connell, is 16 out of the top 20 markets in terms of buyer demand, velocity of sales and all that are actually well below the median home price in the country. So that's in the Midwest and the Northeast for the most part.
All right, Tim, good analysis as always. It's good to see you again. Thank you, Tim.
Thanks, Al.
Tim Rood, in a moment, President Biden.